Hey everybody, welcome to the show. We're on, episode 4 already of Trucks Only Podcast. And I'll go ahead and let my next guest introduce herself.
Thank you. First, thanks for having me,
Yeah.
and good morning, everyone. My name is Esmeralda Gastelum. I'm the Director of Human Resources and Payroll at Trucks Only.
Wow, I really like how you say your name.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It's a long name. I didn't like it as a child, but
Why?
now as an
Because you
adult,
had to write it out, or?
a lot of people couldn't pronounce my name.
Uh-huh.
My first name. Gastelum is my married name. My maiden name is Franco.
Right.
I love my maiden name.
Yeah.
But Esmeralda was kind of hard to pronounce as a
Yeah.
child, so I had a.
It's a pretty name though. I like
Thank
it.
you.
And so, your title again?
I'm the Director of Human Resources and Payroll.
Wow, that's a long title too.
Yes, it is.
For a big name. So tell us a little bit about what you do here at Trucks Only.
Well, what I do is I'm in charge of recruiting all our top talent at Trucks Only, which is something I enjoy very much. I'm also the liaison between the employees and the employer. So I do a lot of that too, and I process everyone's payroll.
Yeah.
So that could be a little
Daunting.
daunting
Oh, sure.
and very detail oriented. So it takes a lot of work,
Yeah.
but I enjoy it.
Yeah.
I enjoy it very much. Yes.
Well, we appreciate you coming on the show and working at Trucks Only for sure. I thought you would be an amazing person, advocate to have on the talk show. I mean, one, you're a strong woman. I love that you're so into your Hispanic culture. I mean, being here in Arizona and close to the border and all of that. I mean, it's one of my favorite things about being as an Arizonan is being so close to the border and having that culture and that heritage. It's something that's always been really cool to me.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah.
That's another huge part that I like about Trucks Only, the diversity
Yeah.
that's here.
Yeah.
I do recall driving down Country Club and telling myself, one day I'm going to drive into that lot and buy a truck.
Oh yeah. So this was many years ago.
Oh my
before?
God, years on years
Yeah,
driving
yeah,
by
yeah.
here and saying, one day I will drive a truck from that dealership.
That's cool.
Well, about close to 2 years ago, I decided to drive into the lot, but it wasn't to drive out in a truck. It was to get the position I'm in now.
Oh, okay, cool.
So I'm very blessed,
Yeah.
very happy to be here. And like I said, the diversity here is huge.
Yeah.
And that's one of the huge pluses that Trucks Only has.
Yeah. So let's talk a little bit about talent and what you look for, what we look for in somebody that wants to work here as a company.
Well, depending, of course, on the role that we're looking for, when I do my phone screenings, which the part where I start first before I bring an individual in for an interview, is I want to make sure that they understand that we are a family here at Trucks Only.
Right.
And the importance about Trucks Only also is growth.
Yeah.
Offering growth and asking the individual, where do you want to be in a couple years? What are your goals? Do you have long-term goals?
Yeah, for sure.
Because then that tells me what talents the individual has.
Yeah.
What skills they have. So that's very important. Another thing I like to let the individual know is that I'm not your traditional human resource manager. I want them to feel comfortable. I want them to know that when they come to work at Trucks Only, you're going to be happy. You're going to enjoy coming here every single day. You're going to feel the vibe when you walk into this building.
Right. Yeah.
We take care of each other. And, is that something you want to work with?
Yeah.
And then I move on to listening to their skills and giving them the description of the type of person that we're looking for.
Yeah.
And, if there's growth, then, I introduce it at the moment. And even now, like, look at us. During a pandemic, we're growing.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Chris and I chatted a little bit about that last time. But that's awesome. I mean, that's what, for me, stands out working here at Trucks Only is how much of a, family-oriented business it is. And, ownership doesn't really stand in the way of people's growth. They let them, do their job and handle it. So that's one of the big benefits that personally that I like here is they see people's talents and they don't stand in the way. They help those people grow by giving them opportunities to do different things and grow. So
Exactly.
yeah.
And another important thing that Trucks Only does offer that a lot of companies do not offer is work-life balance.
Mm-hmm.
That's important, especially in the era that we're in right now.
Absolutely.
You know,
Yeah.
family is important, and they understand that.
Mhm.
They understand that. And like you said, they do offer opportunity. They listen. There's a lot of talented individuals in our company that may have started, you know, for example, a lot attendant.
Right.
And that individual could have management skills.
Sure. Absolutely.
You know, and because of the work ethic that individuals have and bring on, you know, they're able to grow.
Yeah.
They're able to grow, and the Solomons are always open to talk to each individual
Mhm.
and listen to what they have to
Yeah.
offer.
Yeah, I mean, we have people that have worked here for, 10 to like 30 years or
Mhm.
something like that. So it's pretty amazing to see, the length that people, stay. That's always
Right.
something good to look for, in a company when you go to it is, how long have the people, been working there? Do you see them stick around a lot, or is there, a lot of people just leaving right away and things like that? So.
Right. We do have a lot of individuals with a long tenure, and
Mhm.
I see those individuals every day, and I see the push that they give themselves every day to be able to give 100%
Mhm.
to Trucks Only.
Right.
Because they're happy here.
Yeah.
I'm happy here, and that's important. Being in my role is when a candidate comes in to interview with me, even if it's through the phone, they need to be able to hear that I am happy. They need to know that I'm content here, and I plan on being here long term.
Sure.
And some people leave and they come back.
Yeah. Oh, I've seen that a lot. I've seen a lot of people leave and come back and say, I wish I would have stayed, but sometimes people have to go out and experience new things.
Exactly.
That analogy that the grass isn't always greener on the outside. I mean, sometimes it could be, you don't know. So, I mean, it's, up to the person to have that personal growth, but we do see a lot of people come back. So let's do something fun. I mean, so I think we've determined Trucks Only is cool.
Yes.
We like working here. Tell me something about yourself that I don't know.
Well, I've been doing payroll for about close to over 28 years.
Okay.
I kind of just slipped into it, helping out a friend.
Mm-hmm.
And it was the old school payroll, that card that you put into the machine and it makes a big old clocking noise.
No.
Oh, you're probably, you're young.
No, I don't. No, I do.
You guys are young. You guys don't know about that stuff.
I'm older than you think, maybe.
Oh, okay. Well, these were like really old school.
Are you
Clock-in
talking
machine.
like a hammer and a chisel?
It was
And a
scary.
rock?
It was scary.
I
And then
understand.
like the clock actually ticked, and then every time you put your card in there, that's how long I've been doing payroll.
Yeah.
And I enjoyed it very much. That I put myself through college. I went to the University of Phoenix.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to learn about business.
Yeah.
So I got into business management and
Very
human
cool.
resources.
Yeah.
And once I was done with that in 2005, which at the time was going through a divorce, raising 4 kids on my own.
Wow. That's impressive.
Yeah, I could write a book.
Right? You should. You should.
So I got my first human resource position at a janitorial company.
Yeah. Very cool.
And oh my God, I enjoyed it so much.
Yeah.
And again, it was a lot of diversity. I worked with a lot of immigrants
Mhm.
at the time.
Very cool.
And I also did the payroll.
Yeah.
In doing payroll, you need to have a person that listens to the employees and not be grumpy,
Mhm.
not be upset.
Yeah.
Because if there was an error, you got to understand that, okay, let me fix it.
Yeah.
And
Right.
take responsibility. So that was a huge part of
Yeah.
my roles, and I enjoy very much. I've been doing it that long.
I was going to go in a different direction, but you kind of touched on something that, has been something that I've been trying to focus on a lot, for myself as far as personal growth and things like that. But attitude, is everything.
Oh, it's key.
The way, and it starts, as soon as you wake up in the morning. And we have all of these things in our lives that are always, coming at us, negative news. I mean, just everything, the pandemic. And so it's a lot, to take in today's world. And then you layer on, you know, everything that's going on digitally and social media, it really does have a negative effect, unfortunately, on people. You know, people don't really want to, you know, share all the positive stories, like they want to push the negative stories.
Exactly.
So, yeah, it's it's nice to, you know, be around a bunch of people that are, you know, have a good attitude and are positive. And when you don't, it really, you know, goes to other people, and it's almost like a disease, you know, if you have a negative attitude, the way it can affect a team or things like that. So
yeah, bad seed can poison your crop
right,
really quick.
I like that.
Really quick.
I like that analogy. And so you did tell me something else that was pretty cool that I didn't know about you. You make jewelry, correct?
I don't make jewelry. I sell
you sell
jewelry.
it. Okay,
it's
cool.
Paparazzi jewelry. So it's actually
Wait,
accessories.
what is paparazzi jewelry? I don't know what that is.
It's $5 accessories.
But it's just like super shiny stuff?
Oh my God, yeah. Well, today I kind of like dyed it down a little bit, you know, to be on here. I didn't want to feel voluptuous and big on my accessories.
Yeah.
But yeah, I have some paparazzi on.
That's
so,
cool.
And I didn't think I was gonna like it because I don't like pushing things on people. So when I stumbled onto it with a good friend of mine, I always bought it from her.
Oh, okay.
And you know, I wasn't working at the time.
Yeah,
you know, I was off for a few months because, you know, what happened to me.
Yeah.
So she came and delivered some jewelry, and I said, what do I need to do to do this?
Yeah.
And she said, oh my God, give me your debit card. We're gonna get you on. And I was like,
oh, that's
really?
Scary.
So this was in July, and she's a really good friend of mine.
Yeah.
So this was in July, and oh my God, it just blew up.
Yeah, that's cool.
It blew up, and now people look out for me every Wednesday on my Facebook.
Yeah, I heard you're doing like a Facebook Live, and that's pretty awesome. Yeah, that's cool. It's fun to do stuff. I remember when I was a lot younger, I think it was my sister got into like selling Avon or something. You know, I know that's different, but kind
Avon's
of the
so old.
Yeah, I know. It was different, but she was into that, you know, for a little while, and you know, on fire about trying to get some pink Cadillac or something.
Oh God, I know.
Awful,
it was that pink Cadillac. I know, that's Mary Kay. That's actually Mary Kay.
That's what I meant, Mary Kay.
It's Mary Kay.
Is that a big difference?
Yes, Mary Kay is much better. I do use Mary Kay for my eyebrows.
Oh, okay, that's what it was. It was Mary Kay, not Avon.
I don't even try to look at Avon, but and that's why I noticed your rings, because I'm like, oh my God, I love accessories. I'm gonna bring you one of my rings from Paparazzi.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, I like
nice.
shiny stuff. This is turquoise and silver. They're kind of crude, handmade, which I really like.
Oh, nice.
I got these in Wyoming, and my cousin made them.
Oh, your cousin made them?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm just gonna have to. Is it?
It's a guy.
He's gonna have to make me one, because I love like the big rings. This morning, my boss man texted me really early in the morning, so I was cleaning up. I totally forgot to put on a ring and perfume. And I was like, oh my God, I gotta go.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I love big rings.
Well, thank you, yeah. And what's funny is, so it's a little town in Wyoming, but he also owns a restaurant. And so he sells them in like this case when you come up at the restaurant to pay.
Oh,
and
nice.
So people are always like looking at them. And yeah, so anyways, well, thank you, I appreciate that.
I'll definitely bring you one of the guy rings. I got guy accessories and nobody wants to buy it, so I'm going to gift it to you.
Yeah, cool. Yeah,
and I can see you with this necklace that I have, so I'm definitely going to give you a necklace.
Okay.
We got to accessorize you.
All right.
Dylan's into it. Well, let me ask you this. Is there anything else, you know, somebody that was looking at trucks only, you know, and thinking, hey, maybe I'd like to work there. Is there anything else that, you know, you would want to tell them that they maybe couldn't find out before coming in that might put somebody at ease? I mean, you know, we do want the best people that we can get for sure. It makes such a different impact in a company when you can get, you know, those game changers. I mean, I've worked at a lot of different companies. You know, the last company that I was working at before this, I had 15 to 20 employees, and you know, that was my part of the job. It is, you know, evaluating talent a little bit, you know, in a different world, more in technology and marketing standpoint. But I mean, it's one of the most important things, honestly, I think more businesses should put an emphasis on, that process in general.
Well, I think first and foremost is the Solomons definitely care about each individual employee,
Mhm.
and that's very important.
Right.
Because when you work for a corporate office, you're just a number.
Sure.
And
Yeah, I've been there.
if you're ready to work for a family business and a family that truly cares for their employees,
Yeah.
it's trucks only.
Sure.
Trucks only. And now that we're opening up our Tucson location, when I put up our first ad, every individual that was calling me
Hmm.
before I called them were excited. They
Yeah.
were excited because of the community that they have there. Again,
Yeah.
it's a lot of diversity, and they say, it's going to do well because
Mhm.
of the diversity that's
Yeah.
in Tucson.
Sure.
Not just in
I know
Tucson,
the
but
area
here.
well. Yeah.
So that's very important. Family is important.
Yeah, it is. I'm glad you brought that up because, see, you keep bringing topics to talk about, so I appreciate that.
We'll
It's
probably
not,
be here for
it's
an
not
hour.
always on me to think of the ideas, but the new location and opening that up. I know Chris and I chatted a little bit about it last podcast, but I'm super excited for Tucson. It's a cool area. In between Mexico, a huge country, and metropolitan Phoenix. And so I think it gives, potential customers a good, segue of not having to drive all the way up to Phoenix, and just a much closer, spot where they can get our vehicles, which is cool.
Exactly. I have family in Tucson, and they've actually had to drive up to North Phoenix just to buy their trucks.
Yeah,
And I also have family in Sierra Vista
Yeah.
and Benson.
yeah,
And they've also had to drive all the way up here to find a nice lifted truck.
yeah,
So now in Tucson, I came in for a whole bunch of people and say, hey, go buy your truck. And in Tucson, we're right off Valencia Country Club,
yeah.
just,
Right.
and I'll
yeah,
help
yeah.
you find
yeah,
it.
it's such a great area off the main freeway there.
Exactly.
And so you're already rocking hiring for down there?
Well, I'm getting ready to.
Okay.
As you saw today, we have our first employee, which is our sales and finance manager.
Yeah, just
Welcome,
met,
Eddie.
Yeah,
Yay.
Eddie, welcome to the team. Yep, just met him. Seemed very knowledgeable, down to earth and stuff, so he seemed like he would fit in here pretty well. He was
Yes,
a nice
exactly.
guy.
Very
Yeah.
professional. So as soon as I get the green light, I will start putting out those ads. I have them
Yeah.
ready, so I can start recruiting
Awesome.
top talent.
Yeah, so what's next? Sales? Like, talk a little bit
Sales.
about,
We're going to be looking for sales
Okay.
reps. Bilingual is key.
awesome.
Again, because the huge Hispanic community in the area.
Como?
¿Cómo estás? So bilingual is key.
Yeah, absolutely.
We got Nogales,
yeah,
we got Benson, we got Douglas, and all the surrounding areas
Yeah,
from Tucson. So bilingual sales representatives, and then I will be looking for an experienced lot/mechanic, lot
Mhm.
attendant.
so they would do both?
They would have to do both.
Okay.
I don't think they're gonna do major mechanical work
Oh, okay.
to start off. Not too clear on that
Yeah,
yet.
but it's just looking for someone that has that kind of hybrid ability, because we're not gonna have a dedicated service center there,
Right.
but can, do both. That makes sense.
Someone that
Yeah.
can, change a battery, possibly, give a vehicle a jump, just the basic
Basics.
mechanical.
Yeah, that makes sense for sure.
So that'll be next. So start off slow, but
Yeah.
I know it's gonna take off pretty fast.
Yeah.
And I'm ready.
Yeah.
I'm ready for that challenge, and
Right.
I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm excited too. I'm excited for Tucson, and then I'm excited for what's next for sure.
Yes,
So
definitely.
it's good to see the growth, and I know it's been hard for people in general with COVID, and
Mhm.
and shout out to families and anyone that's gone through really hard impact of COVID, and I know the people that have lost their jobs and things like that will definitely bounce back into other areas, and it is good to see restaurants and stuff coming back. I think
Yeah, kind of a little norm. I was impacted by COVID
Yeah.
in the beginning.
Yep.
And it was very scary because
Mhm.
I'm the sole provider in my family.
Sure.
But now seeing my own family struggle because they have young children
Mhm.
and having to work, it's hard. So I am very religious.
Mhm.
So I do pray for everyone
Awesome.
struggling.
Yeah,
Anybody that
absolutely.
has been able to rise from
Yeah.
this pandemic, and all the families that are grieving.
Yeah,
So-
no, absolutely. I mean, I am as well, and anything in God that can strengthen you for sure. I always, have a prayer every morning and night,
Mhm.
and that's something that throughout my whole life, through trials and tribulations and ups and the downs and all of that, that I've always leaned on and never let that go out of sight, in my darkest times. So it's been
Yes,
good.
yes. God should be first, and then your family.
Absolutely.
And when you do have, obstacles in your way,
Yeah.
if you think about God and trust in Him,
Yeah.
guess what? You're gonna keep smiling because it's gonna be good.
Yeah, very good. Well, hey, this has been really, really fun.
Thank you.
Honestly, I definitely see you coming back, but we appreciate, you coming in and chatting with us and talking about, what it's like to work here and what people can expect. And so, I mean, I think people will watch this, listen to this, and, if they were uncomfortable or had any questions of what it's like to work here, this might give them, some dope insight on what it's really like here, and what our attitudes are like, and just what the people are like here.
Exactly. Thanks for having me, and I'm open. My door's always open, whether it's for guidance or if you need help to develop and grow, I'm available.
Awesome. All right,
Thank
cool.
you.
Well, thank you so much, Esmeralda.
Thanks.